Please, no cell phones, no laptops, no electronic devices during today's session. And also actually, I think I'll skip that part for now. So I think we got everyone settled in here now. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our first speaker. We have with us Mark Gallup, who's our professor. He's the lead for speech and communication, and he's here to give a message from the faculty members. And if you'd all join me in welcoming here to welcome you.
Thank you, James. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to campus on behalf of your entire faculty. We want to welcome you to LCC. A lot more of them would love to be here with us today. We'd have to find a really huge room then. There's a couple thousand of us all together that will be helping you with your classes throughout the next few years. I get elected to stop by and say hi, so welcome aboard. I bring to you as well a message about some choices. Choices that you have already made and choices that you have yet to make in the not-so-distant future. So let's talk first about those choices that you have already made. Two of them that you have already made, and they were darned good choices. The first of those choices that you've already made was to decide to come to college. Now, I know full well some of you may be saying, but like everybody goes to college, don't they? No. Most people do not finish a college degree. In case you didn't know that, let me throw a number at you from the U.S. Census Bureau that tells us that really only about 25% of Americans finish a college degree. You are going to be, once that you get this stuff wrapped up here at school, you are going to be in a distinct minority. You're going to have that college degree that most people don't have. And why is that beneficial? Why was it a smart choice to do that? Not just so that you can say, hey, look, I'm in the club, I've got, the degree and you don't. But as well, it's a very practical kind of thing. Let me share with you a headline from the Associated Press just a couple of weeks ago that says this: young people without degrees are at the end of the employment line. Once again, in case you didn't catch that, young people without degrees are at the end of the employment line. It was a smart thing to decide to come to college, folks. It is going to help you out. Gone are the days of being able to take and complete a high school diploma, get a secure job that can take care of you and your family for the rest of your lifetime. Deciding to come to college was a very, very smart thing. That was choice number one. This idea about coming to college is also very smart for a few other things. There's a very interesting research study from an organization called the Institute for Higher Education Policy that tells us 5 things about people who go to college. The first thing, well, you tell me, by a show of hands, how many of you want to make some money over the course of your lifetimes? Smart move. By deciding to come to college, you will make more money. This particular research study tells us that people who go to college typically make double what those folks who do not go to college throughout the course of your lifetime. Number 2, you're also going to have a higher rate of savings throughout the course of your life. Number 3, you're going to have more time for leisure activities throughout the course of your life, as opposed to those people who don't go to college. Number 4, you're going to have better physiological health throughout your life. And the 5th thing that this study tells us, you will live longer. People who go to college live longer than those people who don't. So the bottom line is this. Look at what making this decision to come to college has done for you in a sense. Number 1, you're going to make more money over the course of your life. Number 2, you're going to have more time to goof off with it all. And number 3, you're going to live longer to enjoy it all. You have made a very smart choice deciding to come to college. In fact, give yourselves a round of applause for making that choice so far. Now, choice number 2 that you have already made that was a very smart choice was to decide to come to LCC. And again, I know full well many of you would be saying, of course, you got to say that because you work there, right? Yes, but let me tell you some reasons why it was a very smart choice to come to LCC. Here at LCC, you're at the 3rd largest community college in the state of Michigan. We rank only behind, there are 28 community colleges throughout Michigan. We rank only behind Macomb Community College and Oakland Community College down in the Metro Detroit area in terms of our size. If when you arrived here on campus today you thought that things were kind of nice, it's easy to get around, easy parking, all that kind of stuff, it's summer, folks. We don't have as many classes going on during the summer. When you get back in the fall, it's going to be a lot busier. You're going to be here with about 30,000 other people throughout the course of a week. There's lots of stuff going on here on campus. Don't worry about that. You'll be able to navigate things. You'll find everything really quickly. A couple of weeks into the semester, you'll be a pro at being able to get around campus without any problem. But that size does something for you in terms of your choice in deciding to come to LCC. That size says that there is power behind the stuff that's happening here. I'm talking about powerful programs that are known on the state level, on the regional level, in some cases on the national level for the things that go on here. I'm talking about programs, like our nursing program, our dental hygiene program, both programs that are known throughout the state for producing absolute quality graduates. The people who move through those programs, the employers, are lined up waiting to talk to them at the end of their programs. They know that you have done really good work here. Talking about programs, like the stuff that goes on out at our West Campus. We've got all kinds of exciting technology and energy-related programs over there. In fact, if you look at the LCC website right now, you see one of them highlighted on the LCC homepage. Really cutting-edge kind of things that, in fact, that other institutions throughout this region have come to LCC to find out how we do our stuff here so that they can replicate it back at their institutions. Really good programs. Talking about things that might be happening, in fact, just right here in this building, in the Arts and Sciences building. Maybe you're not going to finish up just here at LCC, but you're also going to move on to a four-year institution somewhere. If so, lots of those classes that you would be taking to transfer would be happening right here in the Arts and Sciences building as part of the Arts and Sciences division. Really good transfer programs that the universities around here know you are getting very good quality instruction in. We're talking about so much so that oftentimes the 100 or 200 level courses that you might be taking here at LCC are going to transfer over to the universities at 200 and 300 level classes because they know they are really packed with great information. And as well, they are taught by people that you're going to have absolute one-on-one kind of contact with. We're talking about experts in their field. Your professors that work here at LCC are people who write textbooks, speak at academic conferences, are regularly consulted for their expertise in their field of study, and you are going to have direct access to them. If you walked in here this afternoon and you said to yourself, oh, great, look, this is what college is really like. Are you kidding me? Huge room, lots of people. I'm going to be in this nameless, faceless kind of environment. No, this is not a regular LCC class. If you were watching the slides earlier, did you see the number on there in terms of how many students to a professor, what the ratio was? Anybody catch it? About 21, absolutely. This is not a typical LCC class. In fact, this would actually be, probably about 6 LCC classes that you would be working with your professors with. You're going to have that kind of really direct opportunity to work with people who are experts in their field. That's what the kind of power that you get from LCC is all about. It was a very smart choice for you folks to decide to come to college. It was a very smart choice for you to decide to come to LCC. Those are the choices you've already made. Let's talk about a couple of choices that you have going forward in the not-so-distant future. The first of those two choices that you have coming up for you is, what do you decide to do the first day that you come back here on campus and walk in to your first class? My strong suggestion to you, and I hope that you'll take just a bit of advice from me, from somebody who deals with this every day with students, is to get yourself actively involved in your classes each and every semester. Tell me this, by show of hands, how many of you want to do well in your classes? How many of you want some good grades in classes? Excellent. It's fun to see the parents in the room now. They're all going, get your hand up, for crying out loud. Of course you want good grades. Why waste your time? Why waste your money if you're not going to do well in a class? You want good grades. Thus, if you want to get good grades, you've got to get involved in your class. I'm talking about involvement like when your professors ask you to complete a reading assignment or to do some kind of a homework exercise or an activity or something. Have those kinds of things done. You've got to think of it this way, folks. Your professors know where you need to be at the end of the semester. They know what you need to know, and you've got to be willing to follow their path to help you get there. They're not going to have you do things that you don't need to worry about. Follow their lead, follow their directions. Get involved in stuff like that. I'm talking about actively getting involved in your courses by asking questions, answering questions. Give a shot at something when your professor tosses out a question in class. Have questions written down that you'd like to know about that particular class session when you go into it. The more that you get involved in that class, the more you will get out of it. I promise you that. Go introduce yourself to your professors. Again, you got that great 1:21 ratio. Go talk with them. Use their office hours. Office hours are these times that your professors set aside each and every week just to talk with you. Again, great access that you're going to have for them or with them. We do things other than teach classes on campus. We sit on committees and we do other meeting kind of stuff. But each and every week, there are hours that we set aside just to talk to students about anything that you want. Problem going on in the class, some extra help that you would like to have on something. Talk about the field that we are from. Being able to talk about job opportunities and things like that within that curriculum. Use your professor's office hours. All of that activity, getting yourself actively involved in the class, I promise you, you will do better. In fact, I'll tell you this. I will dare any of you to look me up the end of December and come tell me that you did all of this stuff. You got yourself so actively involved in the class and you still did poorly. I can say that with confidence that that's not going to happen. If you do, you get yourself actively involved, you will come out better at the end of that semester, I promise you. But that choice, it's got to be up to you. College classes are totally different now than your high school classes were. So you're the person who's got to make the decision to get yourself involved. I hope you make that choice, and I hope you make the right choice when you come back in for your first day of classes. Second smart choice that you need to make in the not-so-distant future, and in fact, you could be making this one this afternoon, in fact. The folks that work with me in the communication department would be really upset if they knew I was speaking to you and didn't mention to you that you should take your speech class and take it early. We know full well that most of you are really happy sitting where you want to sit right now rather than standing down here where I'm standing in front of everybody. But here's the way that things go for college folks. You're going to get your grades for your classes essentially three ways. You're going to take tests, you're going to write papers, and what do you think the third thing is? You're going to give speeches, yes. And speeches are across the board. Speeches aren't just in speech class. You're going to give speeches in business class. You're going to give them in psychology class. You're going to give them in chemistry class. You're going to give them in nursing class. We've got one professor, in fact, who feels so strongly about your ability to organize information and get it across to a group of people orally that she includes a speech as part of her dance class. You're going to give speeches everywhere, so let us help you with that. You've already got some test-taking skills that you're bringing with you from high school. You've already got some paper writing skills that you're bringing with you from high school, or if not, you're going to be taking your writing class pretty quick. Let us help you with your speech class. I can't tell you how many people I talk with every semester who at the end of a speech class say, why didn't I do this earlier? Why did I put it off? Because it would have made business class, psychology class, nursing class, dance class so much easier if I would have done it earlier. In the packet of information that you got, and you can look at this later, please, there's sort of a fluorescent yellow flyer that gives you information about the various speech classes that you can be taking. You got to take one at some point, so get in there, take a look at the flyer, talk with the academic advisors this afternoon. They can give you some more information about which ones that you should be taking, but get in there and get it taken quickly. So, here's what things come down to, folks. You've made two choices that were really smart choices already. You decided to come to college, you decided to come to LCC. You've got two choices facing you in the not-so-distant future. How are you going to handle yourself in that classroom? How involved are you going to get yourself? And then, take your speech class and take it pretty quick with things. It will help you, I promise you. Again, on behalf of the entire faculty, welcome to LCC. Welcome to campus. The staff has got a great program planned for you throughout the afternoon.